Okay, in today's video, we're going to attack this side of the car. We're going to mimic what we did on the other side. I'm going to put a square tube in here, a piece of metal on here, get it welded to the back bar. Gonna have to adjust the side bars. Gonna have to go down like I did on the other side, just so it doesn't hit this panel. Come back here. Okay, just so it doesn't hit this panel going across. Because I found the other side that the bar was too tight and it was hitting. So we're going to move it down a little by cutting it in here and dropping it down. So let's get this piece off. We still need to weld this bar to the door all the way down the side here. So we'll get that done. We've got a weld in here to do. And that's what we'll do next. We'll get this apart and then we'll come back when we're ready to start doing some cutting. Hi, and welcome to Mike's Custom Garage. Okay, we got that panel off. As you can see, I've got a bunch of clamps in there. It's already tacked through here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna weld the rest of this up so that we can move forward on putting the body panels on. So let's get that welded up and we'll move on to the next. Okay, we'll set you up over here so you can watch and we'll get some welding going. Get a little more heat. Now when you're welding these panels, this is really thick. This isn't so thick, so you're welding it from here to there and bringing the bead over. I turn the heat up so it'll get good penetration onto here. Now that it's tacked, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer it tight. Okay, what I've done is I hammered in between the welds, brought the body as tight to the metal as I can, so now I can finish welding it. Okay, we're gonna let that cool a bit and we'll work on some other stuff, then we'll come back and finish welding this. Okay, so things are a little tight in here, so we're gonna have to work on top of ourselves. What I got is a piece of 18 gauge steel. It's at 5.5 inches. It's what's left from the last cut I made to do the other side, which I wanted 6, 5.5 will probably be fine. What I'll do is I'll make the bend a little different place. From a flat piece of steel, what I want to do is measure down and go about 1 3/4. And I'm going to bend this out of 90. So what I want to do is come over to the brake. We'll move you over to the brake. Hold on. All right, there's the brake. Okay, all I'm gonna do is loosen the brake, set the edges at where my marks are, and lock it down. Now from here, now this ain't really affixed to nothing, it's just sitting here. So gotta be a little careful. And I've got stuff underneath it. Let's move windows for the Mustang. Put my foot on it and in with a bend. Whoops. This side is locked down. Make sure you lock both sides. I had one side not locked so it wasn't bending. Try it again. Now, what I need is more than a 90. I need a little bit more than that. So, there's basically what I have here. Now, I made a, hold on, I'll show you what we got next. Okay, from there, we're gonna go to a homemade pipe anvil. Now, this ain't quite what we want yet, but it's temporary. What I'll do is slip it in. Try and get it to stay, and I'll bend it just a little bit. Now, this is going to get welded to a bench, and then I'll be able to do this a lot better. But for now, it's just temporary until I get some bigger pipes. This here is a 3-inch. I want to at least get a 6-inch. Then this will get welded to that, and then these will come on and do smaller ones as I go. So, what that does is give me a slight arc on this, which I want. So you can do that, or I can put it on here too and like hammer it. So both ways will work. So I get to stop rolling for a minute while I do this. I just need a little bit of arc in there, not much. Then from there, go back to the car. Now this piece, will fit from here to the other piece. So, look, we'll be fine. We got a little trimming on it, but that is good there. It looks good underneath. What I'll do is I'm gonna go over to here. I'm gonna finish welding this section in here. So I'll finish welding this, then we'll get that put on. Okay, the outside's welded up. I'm going to grind to clean up the inside edge. I'm going to put some tack welds on that as well. Okay, now all the inside is tack welded. We're going to grind all this stuff flush now, clean it up. We'll put this piece back in, and then we'll put this on and start lining things up. So let's get this thing ground down. Okay, so I ground all the surface area off, made it flat on this edge is most important. Up here, just to make it flat across. These little marks really don't matter here. It's important that this is welded to this. That's just some, not the welds aren't perfectly flat up to it. I'm not gonna spend all day dressing something up that you're never gonna see. The next thing is to put the panel on that goes up here. Let's see, from here down. So with this flat, now that can go right to it. So we're gonna get that in next. Now I was asked in the comments to show more of the work in progress versus skipping through. So we're gonna give you a little more of the work. But a lot of it's still gonna be on fast forward because this will literally take all day. And we don't have all day. Like the other side, I'm going to measure, make sure I'm right, and yep, about 15.5. So yep, that's where I want it to be. We're going to put some tack welds on this, and this will be staying on permanently. Okay, that's tacked down there. I don't know if you're in camera or not. We're going to tack on the top now. Going to use a dead blow hammer and just hit it and try not to mark it up much. Try to figure the best way to do this with what I have. Let's see what we have. Okay, what I found doing the other side is I'll mark this where I want it to be. I'll cut both the ends off, cut it across here, get this piece out, and then I can just cut the rest and cut and butt it in as I go. So we're going to mark this up and make some cuts. Now what I'm going to do is what I did on the other side. And we're going to mark the body line. Okay, that's along the bottom of the body line. What I want to do now is put this here. Maybe we'll run a tack on it so we can hold it, because it doesn't want to stay there. Now what I'm going to do is run a piece of tape from that edge straight across. Keep it in line with the other piece of tape. Just got to be close, ain't got to be perfect, but with that there, I know that this is going to get cut now at an angle to go up at a 3/4 inch from this body line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Okay, I'm going to use my jump shear to cut this right across that line. Okay, I'm going to fit it in from the back. Put a little pressure on it when it's touching there. And work this side out till it's right where I want it to be cut. And then we're going to start jumping on it. I think it moved just a little bit. Hope it didn't move too much. Oh yeah, look at that. It cut off at an angle. Oh well, let's hope it's not too much. Okay, I've cut it up to here. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is use a screwdriver to keep it flat, and I'm gonna tack it every so often. Okay, let's weld this about every ½ inch all the way around. I'll start at 1 inch and come back and do it again. Let that cool for a bit. We'll come back, weld over it again. Okay, let the phone charge a little bit. What I did while I was charging was I installed this bar. Now, this bar is the same as that one. I made it exactly the same. I cut it the same, and was just waiting for time to put it in. Now what I've done is I measured from here. It's flat. As it goes down, at the point here, it's 1 inch down on both sides. And it measures in at 15.5 inches to those lines. So, and then I measured from the back bar to the last bend, and they're both the same. So it's a lot of double, triple checking your measurements. I've said that over and over, but that's what it has to be. If you want this thing to look right and look like it belongs there, you want it to match. So it gives you a nice, look at this side, it goes to gradual taper up and over too. So we're gonna have the same thing now on both sides. And now we're gonna weld this bar in place. So once that's welded in place, the basic structure of the top of the car is done. And then we're gonna look at how we're gonna do in the bottom to put all this together. Probably a lot more cutting, but we'll figure it out one piece at a time. So for now, let's get this welded in. I'm gonna do the same thing I did on that one, just put a couple tacks on it to hold it in place. And then we're going to clean everything out of the inside and start figuring out what we're gonna do for an inside structure. So let me get that welded in and we'll come right back. And in the meantime, I'll put this phone back on charge. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Structural components are all put in. The car feels a lot stronger, lots more solid driving it, so that's good. Next week we'll work on the floors for the bed and all the structure inside the bed and start getting that figured out. So stay tuned for another one next week. We're still going to try to shovel a Mustang one in between. Definitely challenging getting 2 videos out. I don't know how these guys do it, but Yeah, we're gonna try to get you one for the Mustang during the week, and then this one here on Fridays still. And try to get this thing at least buttoned up structurally, and so you start getting to the bodywork part of it. So thanks again for watching. New subscribers, old subscribers, appreciate y'all. Leave me a comment. I do answer them eventually. Anyway, hit the likes, subscribes. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Say we got a lot more builds coming in the future, and this is just the start of it. So, you know, hit the notifications, and you'll see when another video is coming out. I'm going to try for Tuesday, Wednesday next week for the Mustang again, and then we'll have these on Friday. So we'll just keep putting them out there. You guys watch them, I appreciate it. You guys have a great week, or we'll catch you on the next one.